episode of the Capcom Podcast. I'm Cameron.
I'm Dusty.
I'm Ant-Man.
And I'm the big spank.
Let's go! Yes. Oh, what a special day it is. Oh, how excited I am for the day that today is.
New month,
Anthony, what's
new
today?
films.
Today is February 1st, aka
Oh, dang it. What's tomorrow?
February 2nd.
There we go.
You tossed it to the wrong guy.
Well, it landed as a good bid, so I think honestly think this timeline really works out. I wouldn't redo today even if I had the choice.
Well, don't take today for granted because tomorrow may never come.
Mm-hmm.
How wise. How wise.
Do you know what today also is?
What is
the
today?
day Groundhog Day is removed from Netflix.
Which is wild.
That's true. The fact that
must
Groundhog
be
Day
going.
is removed.
Is it going somewhere else? Is that what happened? Like,
I
why would they
assume
take it
it's
off the
going
day
to
before
AMC.
Groundhog Day?
It's on AMC.
I was going to say
Plus.
someone must have got the rights for Groundhog's Day on Groundhog Day. 'Cause,
Yeah.
that's wild.
You can watch it on Philo. Is that a thing? That's what Google says.
Oh man. That being said, gang, today we're talking about Groundhog Day. Justin, tell.
Groundhog Day is all about our big guy Phil. Phil's a weatherman, and he's a bit of a he's not the greatest guy, right? Like, he's not great at connecting with people. He's very egotistic. He's very pessimistic as well. Like he's not a very pleasant person to be around. But things take a real big swing change for him when he does a weather report with his team out in Puxatony, because that's where the big groundhog unveiling is. And while he wants to get out of there immediately, the guy gets stuck in a time loop.
A time
He
loop,
has to live
time loop, time
every
loop, time
single
loop.
day in this awful, boring,
time.
stupid town.
Time loop,
Uh,
time loop, time
Will
loop.
time loop.
Time.
But will how will he make it out? Will he make it out? What lessons are to be learned along the way? We shall find out. We did find out. We watched the movie. Maybe you watched the movie too. But that's the thought there.
Yeah.
Is anyone new to Groundhog Day here?
No.
Anthony might be.
That was mostly a question to Anthony. Yeah.
No, I just never fully watched it from start to finish.
So new enough.
Yeah, it's a classic 90s comedy that's been on TV. You see part of it, then you leave. Yeah.
I knew the premise.
It's been around long enough.
I'm glad you said 90s just now, because during my my little opening just now, I did consider saying a classic 80s film. Just like
Isn't
that,
it
93.
83?
Yeah. 93. Yeah.
It is very much a classic.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Capcom Podcast. I'm Cameron.
I'm Justy. That's me.
Anthony.
And the big spank here.
Look, you can go and bark in the background. Shout out
Bark
to Dogs.
in the background.
Shout out, Piper.
And this is the
Man,
Capcom
what a
podcast
time.
where we're talking about a splendid day indeed. We tried this once. We're gonna try again. Jack, this time. What's today?
Today is Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day. It's like as people who have needed to re-record this, we get to live the cycle of the podcast repeating all over again, but
Yeah.
just little twists and turns along the way.
Didn't we do
Honestly, I feel like we should just keep the other recording in there. Just put it at the front.
No.
Just keep doing
Honestly, please, yes. The only question mark is, do I repeat the whole summary? I'll keep it short this time. We got
Justin, what's Groundhog Day about?
Phil's a little weatherman who's he's egocentric and not very fun to be around. Has a lot to learn about life. He and his weather team visit Puxatony for the big Groundhog Day ceremony. in which we're gonna find out the Groundhog is gonna see a shadow or not. It's a big festival and whatnot. But there in this little town, he's not very fond of it. He finds that come the end of the day, he wakes up and finds himself waking up on the same day, Groundhog Day, over and over and over again. What's he gonna do about it? What life lessons are there to learn? That's Groundhog Day.
Now, Justin, I'm going to have to correct you because
please.
weatherman, that's a little derogatory. They prefer
Oh.
meteorologist.
They do prefer meteorologists. They will yell at you if you don't use proper terminology.
This was the 90s. It was a different time. I hope everyone could accept my apology. Is it true of is meteorologists the people doing the studying? I thought weathermen would be the reporting.
No,
I think the people reporting usually do know what the heck they're talking about. Like they usually have
Okay.
degrees in meteorology and stuff like that.
You know what?
you have a
I'll
double
back on
concentration,
off.
meteorology and communication.
Maybe Phil has a reason to be
Wow.
egocentric. he's
got a
earned
college
it.
degree, I guess.
He went to
He's the only-
school. Not everyone does that.
He's basically
like
a doctor.
we're defending Phil here without any.
We're
true-
defending early movie film, which is the best film to defend. Yes. All right. Anthony, as the person who's the least familiar with this movie, as I've seen it 1,000 times, and you've seen like parts of it before. Why are you making faces? I'm being real here. I'm being real here.
Fair.
What do you think?
Anthony, are they wrong for saying that you've only seen parts of this before today?
I mean, yeah, here and there. I've also seen other concepts of the movie because, Disney makes other concepts. Oh, there's like a bunch of remakes of this movie, like the not remakes, but like TV shows. Like they'll have spin-offs. You never seen those?
What Anthony is trying to convey is that the Groundhog Day time loop concept has other pieces of media have taken inspiration from this and other preceding projects and
Yeah.
have done the story again in other formats. There's a Nickelodeon straight to TV movie that is the same thing but for like a 12-year-old. There's 1,000. There's a great video on YouTube that you can watch after this by name I'm forgetting that chronicles every single time loop project and it's a very, very fascinating. But what about this one, Anthony? Because not only do they do this time loop concept, and in my opinion do it very well, and you might disagree, but it's also a movie with unique characters and comedy. Like what's the experience?
It was fun to watch, and I enjoyed it a lot. And I would not have fallen asleep to it if I didn't have the day I had, because I was helping my friend move from 9 in the morning and didn't get home until 11 o'clock at night.
So hopefully, feel good experience balances
Feel
out.
good experience. I was engaged. I laughed a few times. The actors are phenomenal. The shot composition was okay, but it's a rom-com, so it's not supposed to be pretty.
I like
It is fun hearing it called a rom-com because
I like how we're leaning into the rom-com idea.
It is.
Yeah,
It's
it's kind of
rom-com.
wild that we're
in a lot of ways it is a rom-com. That's not the sole focus, but that is the heart of it, right? It's
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean,
it's
if you look at
rom-com with
online,
a
it says rom-com too.
light sci-fi spin. It's interesting.
Oh, there's no sci-fi in it online.
You're right. Sci-fi is.
I don't know if
wrong
I'd
word.
call it sci-fi because there's no science part of it. It just
No,
kind
no,
of.
I agree. I take that back.
First of all,
Sci-fi is
he's
the
a
wrong word.
meteorologist.
There's a
That is a
fantastical
science.
element. There's a fantastic.
Maybe supernatural phenomena kind of thing, whatever
Yeah,
you would
but there's
call
no
that.
ghosts,
But
demons,
it's
or
not
ghouls or
fantasy because that's not
goblins.
really fantasy.
Fantastical. It doesn't mean fantasy. It's.
But what would you? Yeah, it's like supernatural kind of thing. I guess.
Semantics is
Well,
better.
honestly, and this is going to be a controversial take. It's essentially a Greek mythology story.
It's a Greek mythology story. What do you mean?
It feels like an old Greek
It has the
tale.
vibes.
Correct.
Okay.
It has the vibe of like an old Greek tale or like
I wasn't sure if you were
a
referring to
Brother
like a
Grimm.
specific
Like
one. Okay.
no, I can't think of a specific.
It's an old fable of interesting thing happens to a character that it's a very, like, let's bring this one character on a very long journey
Correct.
in which they can
Yeah.
grow. One could call it the hero's journey. Perhaps. I maybe I won't go that far because it's not is Phil a hero? Maybe by the end.
He is technically a hero. Technically a hero.
He's a god.
He's not.
We can talk about this. You're not.
He's a man who has too much time.
13 years at Catholic school. I know you are not God. It is a lovely movie. That will. I was about to bring up spoilers, but what the Cam and Jack, the broad thought opinioners.
Sure. So, thought number one, Bill Murray just plays the perfect asshole.
He does.
Just, I mean, it's so natural for him. So that's fantastic. Thought number two, Gobbler's Knob is an insane name.
Yes.
For a place for a rodent to tell the weather. So shout out Gobbler's Knob because that's absolutely insane. And I would think third thought is that I Got You, Babe by Sonny and Cher. Maybe the best song of all time.
They could have chosen a song that was a lot more grating, right? Because like for Phil, obviously, it is a horrendous experience hearing the same song every morning. Nightmarish. Especially if we get into the how long we actually think that this went on for. But it's a pleasant experience for me. And I mean, and I think that lends itself more to the comedy element. The movie hits its emotional lows, but that song does never cease to harm things for me. It's a lovely bright spot.
Yeah, I've always watched this movie just as a comedy. So to watch it, to actually like think about some of the deeper meanings, was an interesting watch for me because I've never watched the film like that. And in doing so, you realize it's really a film about mortality and free will, and I guess how to live a good life and what that entails.
That last one especially, like it hits really hard. Seeing the little pieces, if we could get into them, that lead to that realization of what it means to live the fullest life possible. Cameron, do you like the movie?
He hates
This is such a fun. I do like it. It's fun. I have fun with this film. I think it's a nice like cult classic film that's just like a good watch. I wouldn't call this like I watch it every year kind of like Groundhog Day every year, although that would be funny. But I think it's a really cult classic film that I come back to every once in a while to just like watch, and I'm really happy I was able to do it here. I think everything in this movie is funny, and I'm entertained.
What would you guys do if you all lived through Groundhog Day?
I love this question because my answer is always great. Now I could catch up on every single show. Phil didn't have the luxury of the streaming universe, whereas he watches just the same like Jeopardy episode every day. Like,
yeah,
there's only so much you could do. But me, I have a huge watch list that will last me like months, and then I just have to deal with the next few like centuries after that.
So the thing about it is, because you think the same thing, like, what would I do if I had all that time to do the same thing over and over? And you're like, oh, well, I wouldn't have done that. But then you realize he's stuck in Punxsutawney because that's what, like, you can't, there's a blizzard, he can't leave. So his options are kind of limited. And not really a spoiler, but he spends a lot of the time chasing after this girl and trying to, court this this fine woman, Rita, our sweet Rita, and then he realizes that after so many attempts that maybe he wasn't going about it the right way, because you can know everything about a person, you can know what they like, you can know what they want, but at the end of the day they still have to want you, and I think that's kind of where it goes.
I think one very interesting element is this. You could kind of tell with Phil that like even at the beginning of the film, he didn't really like value people in a very full way, but at the beginning of all this, the effects of like worsen that. Like he starts to kind of view these people like little, being that they do repeat the same thing every day, and there's only like a limited number of things that they are seemingly capable of doing based off of how he plays off of them. They become like video game characters. They're not they cease to be people. They're just games to him, to like little pieces. And the movie does then explore like how when you see people as lesser than you're not going to feel fulfilled. So that we're on spoiler. Should we put on spoilers? Not to
Yeah.
say anything specific, but
Yeah, I don't even know if
learning
it's really a
about that
spoiler.
is such a huge integral experience in the film.
Oh, we put on spoilers now, so
But
you know.
that's a good point, because these people are essentially NPCs. Like
Right.
Phil's really the only one with free will in the film, because everybody lives their day the same way, except for Phil. So none of the characters really have free will other than Phil, because he knows where they're going to be at what time, and the only way to change that is if he affects them. So he's really the only character in the whole film that has free will, which I found pretty interesting. And that's something I never realized until I started, really looking into like, what are we watching here?
It's about what you
But
do with
it's
that
funny
free
when
will.
you think about that, because they're NPCs. They do what they're programmed to do. They do the same thing every day.
Right. And it takes a lot for any person probably, but on top of that, someone who started as Phil as we knew him, to then come around and make a life that is about bettering others, even if it means tomorrow it's washed away, because right now matters, and these people moment to moment feel things. When he first has his first kind of breakaway from like how he would want to normally live reality, he's in the car and with the police chasing and the trains coming, he's not valuing the fact that like these people can get hurt. They did get hurt. One, he gets in a car crash, and like it's very subtle, but one of them's talking about how they like got really hurt in the crash, and he doesn't care. He just turns to the cop and like makes a joke about ordering at like a drive-through, like fast food. Like he doesn't value their joy, doesn't feel their pain. And come the end of the movie, that is his entire existence. And it's such I love this film for how thoroughly it's plotted, and that you feel every step and change, every moment of growth, every backslide. I completely understand by the end how this person has transformed. I don't know how long that took, and it's intentionally vague, but I understand that we did get there, and I legitimately buy into it, that this is a different human mind by the end, and people are you have plasticity. Anyone could change. It's great. It's cool. I love this film.
Yeah. It is, can you have a fresh start?
Yeah.
Because, and I guess it takes time, no one could really do this, but can you really have a fresh start?
There's a beat like maybe like 3/4 into the movie where he goes to, he's having a very nice night with Rita. I believe it's the day that he explained everything to Rita, and they just kind of stay up late playing games together. And he just is like, the worst thing about all this is I'm gonna wake up and you're gonna see me as the jerk that I was yesterday. But for me, that was a year ago. That was 100 years ago. Who knows? But for, like, there's you're right. The fresh start is so tough when people have this perception of you. Rita claims that she doesn't see him that way, but like she kind of does.
Yeah.
Like,
How could you
that's why
not?
she's
Yeah, she kind of
skeptical
has to,
anytime he-
right? Like you can't change someone within a day that
It's- yeah.
drastically. So she must have seen some good.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that she fully sees him as like a bad person, but she's skeptical of him. She has her
Yeah.
guards up for good reason, based off of how he seems to have treated people in the past, even just the day before. You know, and this is such a a drastic 180. It's fascinating how it's only when he stops caring about like pursuing this relationship that like she becomes drawn to him, and I feel like there's something very real about that as well. He learned to, instead of better his like persuasion skills in a kind of an icky way, he learned to better himself as a person, and that became a really drawing factor. And that to me, that feels very real. I like that about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love Rita too. Rita's sweet.
Yeah,
Rita is
Rita's
sweet.
Rita's
really
great.
nice.
Rita's
name,
great.
right?
Rita's a absolute smoke.
She is a smoke.
But yeah, he realizes that you can love someone or want to love someone, but really the meaning of life is to love, but also to be loved. And in being loved, you're actually able to express that. But I think my favorite part about the film on the rewatch was how it challenges God's omniscient. You know, is God really omniscient, or has he just been around a long time and knows a lot of stuff?
Oh, yeah. Phil mentions that concept at a point. That's fascinating.
I really liked that because it challenges the concept of God. Does God know everything, or has he just been there for a long time and he just knows what's going to happen? It's a little deep for a 93 rom-com, but
Very deep for 93 rom-com.
I'm sure that ticked off a couple of people who watched it, to tell you the truth. They're like, no. God knows everything. He hasn't just been around a long time. I did like that little tangent he went on. He's like, God uses tricks. He's not omniscient. Yeah,
He just lives the same day. He just knows everything. Yeah.
He's been here a long time.
Whatever it is you believe, like I think the fun part of viewing this from a thoughtful lens is you understand why Phil would feel the way that he feels, like, and it's fascinating diving into the psyche of the character who needs to like process why it is that this is happening to him. He never questions, is this a punishment, which I do find interesting from God, universe, etc. But he is at least considering like these bigger forces to some degree in relation to how he fits into that picture. So it isn't quite what you would expect that thought process to be, at least in terms of what was presented on screen. I know the story is that there's an early version of the script where it was like a woman placed a curse on him for being mean very early in the movie, and that's what started everything. And then it just seemed the movie just kind of clicked better when things just happen, where there's no explanation. It's just, this is the world.
Yeah, I think that just makes it more random and funny that way.
Yeah.
Right, because at its core, it's a comedy. That's where it kind of falls flat for me. on the rewatch
Interesting.
because like you kind of just have to throw it all because like why was this man chose? Like it's not like he's that bad, and it's not like him becoming a better person is really like the whole moral of the story is like be good, live a good life, be nice to people, and that's where it felt just a little flat for me.
Why?
I mean,
Why would
within
you say it
the
felt
context
flat?
of the universe, I don't see it as Phil is the worst guy ever, but I can see the perspective of Phil has the most potential for good in this this little sector of the world that is not being reached. There's so much potential to make things better. And like, yeah, he's not like saving the universe, but he is bringing a lot of joy to a lot of people in a town where it seems like a lot of things did go wrong that day. And then, I think it's fascinating in that way that we don't have an explanation why he fell. Maybe in this inner universe, this has happened to other people. Maybe we need to franchise this with a whole bunch of people in this universe experiencing the Groundhog Day phenomenon, and then Avengers style they'll team up later. That could work too. I think Hollywood should call me. Hollywood in a broad sense.
Yeah.
I thought all you were frozen for a moment, but maybe it's just Cameron.
Yeah, Sam.
Just Cam.
Just Cam.
Classic Cam. I was actually gonna
Guys,
toss. I
Phil-
was about to toss something to Cam. I didn't realize that he was frozen.
love my internet issues today, guys.
Are you?
That's just
Oh.
fun.
Are you?
Um,
Are you? Are you?
It's
Are you back?
been
Are
fun.
you back? Well, once Cameron's internet stuff's fixed, we could throw something.
let's just start over again.
Prima donnas, you know.
Hello, and welcome to the episode of Capcom Podcast.
No.
Wait a second. Round 3. Okay.
No
I
round
don't feel like
3.
this happened before.
I think I would go insane.
How about the exchange? What was
I would
it?
actually go insane.
You ever have deja vu? He asks the woman at the bed and breakfast, and she's like, I'm not sure. I could ask the kitchen.
She's awesome.
I love all the little side characters, and like it feels like a very full world by the end because there's so many like insignificant seeming D plots that get introduced early that pay off towards the end. Like the couple that he has to help save the wedding, like
the marriage,
that gets started very early. The first one, you're gone.
WrestleMania.
Oh, WrestleMania! Yes.
Yeah.
There was like the woman who ended up giving him piano lessons was the same woman that like on his second day was like, why it's Groundhog Day when he asked what day it is. Like it feels like a very full world here with recurring characters. If you watch it multiple times, it just feels a little more homely each time, which feels right for this movie about appreciating the town here. But Jack, we're gonna throw something to Cameron, and it seems like Cameron, you look pretty not frozen, right? So
Yeah, I think I got it to work.
Here's the thing: it was something that you said, Justin, that Cam, it's gone now. It's gone forever. But it was going to be a nice toss. You hate
we gotta write these things down when we pause.
No.
You hate to see it, but oh, potential. That's what it was.
Potential.
People not meaning because sometimes Cam gets upset when he feels like it didn't reach its potential or had more potential and things were left on the table. I think it was something along those lines. But
I don't think this film had much left to give. I think this is about the natural ending of this film. I don't think you could have made this film better, and the concept was drawn, and that's it. Like I'm not gonna really hate on it because I feel like the way that it was set up is the way that it was robbed, and I can't really come into it. Like I had a satisfying ending, but I can't really tell you that I was expecting a grade A masterpiece. I was expecting a really, really solid film that had a great beginning, middle, end, and that's what this film had. And so I can't really be mad at it. I can't be mad at it. Like it's just like
what would there to be to be mad. Like,
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's
there's
like
there's
there's
at least one or two like uncomfortable Phil and Rita scenes, but you're not supposed to be rooting for Phil in those moments, you know? Or
no,
at
but
least you need
that's
to
not
be
that's what
learning
I'm
a
talking
lesson with
about.
Phil in those moments.
Like what Jack's talking about here is like
in a story structure-y, more so kind of way.
moments in a film where I'm like, oh man, this could have been
Right.
yeah, it could have been so much better. It's just like there are moments like sometimes I have that. I just don't have that in this movie. I'm like everything is executed to the way that I think it best could have, and I can't really give you any more like unless it's going to be a completely different movie. I
is
don't
a
see any like
finely tuned
I thought they
script.
could have done a little better with some of the effects, especially with the car explosion. That was awful.
in the
Okay, but it's
90s.
funny.
Yeah,
Oh, see, yeah,
they could have done a little better.
it's
I
funny
think
because he might be okay.
I think I was laughing at that bit.
I laugh at that too. It's so funny.
It's
I do find it funny because both at least Jack and Cam both said I view this as a more of a comedy. I had the kind of the reverse experience of like I think the first time I watched this was in a film class,
No
at least in full. And I was very much going at it from like let's track the character story and going through these phases of this mania of like let's live life to the fullest and then drop down to like following the cycle of okay, well, fulfillment is Rita but can't reach Rita. I'm going to try to end my life over and over and over and over, get darker but find hope. But then we got to talk about the homeless guy who he
how
just
could we
couldn't
forget?
save. That is
How could we
crazy.
How could
Like,
we
and-
forget?
But it's also
No,
funny.
He
It's
seems
also
to
funny.
have to die,
It's also
right?
funny
He
to me.
has to die every single day. Like he has to die by the end of the day.
Sometimes people just die.
That is
Sometimes they just die. Sometimes
that's
it's
such
just
a
done.
huge
And-
moment for
Mm.
Phil.
That's another thing. I thought that was going to be more of a plot device. Like I thought him saving that guy was going to, break the spell.
And that's fascinating.
That's what was going to break the spell for him.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, when it ends, it's just like, well, just be a good person and everything will work
Oh,
out.
you would preferred it be save the guy and break the cycle?
I think that there was something there.
There's something there. What I like about it is he learns that he can't save the guy after trying assumedly day after day to try to make it happen. And wanting so badly to help here that is one of the biggest springboards he has to learn the lesson of I can't save this guy, but there is so much in this town that I never paid attention to or even cared about initially that I can do to make this world a better place.
Zach fixes the wedding and starts right. So you're
bettering himself, learn new skills.
I buy that.
And I love that about it because I feel like every single piece of the movie you are building to a very realistic new stage of Phil's life. It's very thorough in that way.
Fellas, how long do you think he was there? Like,
love this question.
Let's talk years here. How many years do you think he lived this out?
I want to say 2.
2 years. What do you think?
2 years?
2 or 3. Because like
I was gonna say, well, here's the thing, right? It takes at least 10,000 hours
for the piano
to learn an instrument. Yeah.
Right.
So like, let's say he did 2 hours of lessons per day. Like he didn't do a whole just do lessons for like
yeah.
So that's at least like
well,
5. That's at least a couple years worth of days. Like I'm gonna say close to like 50 or 60
years.
See, I'm with Cam. I'm with Cam. Because I think I think he was there for like 20 years. At least 20 years. You don't just get that good at piano.
Yeah. Because like
in a couple of years.
No.
Right.
Because you don't have
because it's like
it's not like you have all
2 years is 700 days. 2 years is 700 days. 720 days, but like 730 days. Yeah, that's not a lot.
No, at 2 hours a day, no.
In scheme of things.
And he knew every single person in
It's not a
that
lot of
town
things. So
and everything.
That's true.
So he must
But
have
it's a
just
small
you're
town.
not gonna learn that, Tootie.
But
It's not a big town.
but also like being able to time out little things to the second all over town. There's the light breeze. Next is a car. Then they're gonna drop the thing. They're gonna say this exact
A
thing.
few days, kind of
I
recognizing.
but you have to be in that
It's
exact
not.
spot.
I know. That's what I'm
single
saying.
day.
It takes a really long time.
It would
I'm agreeing with you.
would take like a week of days in that exact spot, but he could do that seemingly in any spots around town at any given moment. Like,
But what if he
this-
never did the news reporters? Like, what if he just didn't show up one day? You know, he just took the whole day to learn piano.
I'm sure that happens some days.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure that some days he just didn't do the news.
He probably just didn't leave his room a bunch of days. Yeah.
I mean, a bunch of days he just sat and watched Jeopardy. Like, how many days do you think he sat and watched Jeopardy and did that same bit with the people? Like, how many
countless.
days? You know?
Countless.
Yeah.
They
And,
do.
like,
But like, let's think about
how
all he
many
does. He learns.
years Yeah.
Let's just think about the skills that he's learned, right? Like in this time, he learned French, or at least enough French to understand French poetry, which is even worse, right? He learned to play the piano. What else did he
he like fixed the
learn?
guy's
He
back.
learned.
He like fixed the guy's back or something.
I'm trying to think of the skills.
He's an honorary doctor. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was an honorary doctor. He
Right.
he literally fixed the man's back, and now he can do chores around the house.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Unfortunately for you, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
That's a good bit. See, it's like the amount of time to each skill he devoted to. I don't know how long he was there, but it's
No,
you don't realize at first
years.
you think he's just doing a couple days. You know, when you really get into the nitty gritty, you realize he was there for a long time.
At least I give it at least 30, probably a lot longer.
Yeah, I feel like 30 is like a good benchmark. Certainly not less than 20.
I said 50. I'll stand by that.
Yeah, 50.
Yeah, I
50
think 50 is a good number for this.
50 feels good. But 30
It's
feels
a good
safe.
amount of time to torture someone. Yeah.
Right.
Except until he learns.
Anthony's just
maybe
feeling
it's
the
not so.
agony of that thought right now.
Yeah.
Anthony's just feeling the agony of the thought of feeling the same day for 50 years. And he's like, oh, it's 2 years. It ain't too bad. No, 50 years. And you're like, crap.
And you spend so much of the movie with him just trying to convince Rita and be so fake about it that like once you start getting to the later parts of the movie where they had these like really genuine conversations and you hear like his really deep inner thoughts about how she legitimately means the world to him and he doesn't care about pursuing her anymore. He loves that he gets to live this life over and over again and see her over and over again. And he comes to terms with that in a really beautiful way. Like obviously there's a lot to root against with Phil for like the first like 2/3 of this movie, but you feel the transformation, and I'm really moved by some of those later scenes.
Justin, that's a point for you for being so moved.
Yeah, and you can always tell where like Phil is, how he treats Larry, the camera guy.
I love Larry. Larry's the god. I love Larry.
Larry kind of sucks, and you don't quite realize that when Phil
shout out
sucks.
for Larry. He got boned at that auction. That was bad beat. But yeah, you can always see where Phil is mentally with how he treats Larry.
Yeah.
Because he's a dick at first. But then he's like nice to him, but then he's a dick to him again. And you can really gauge where Phil is by how he treats Larry. That's kind of always where you know where Phil is.
Yeah.
And as the movie goes on, less and less prima donna mentions. So that's a good sign. Yeah. I had a fantastic time here, but I think are we Anything we want to add here before maybe like numbers are put on this? I know that's your favorite parts.
Let's see. What haven't we
I don't
touched on?
think the owner of the bed and breakfast, who he just utterly just like, so they just destroys and so they just doesn't, and I find her to be so charming and so hilarious, so adorable.
Yes, absolutely.
It's just like
He's awesome.
she did not.
Oh,
She got
so
pulled
concerned
some
when she
forensic
finds
there.
out that the police might show up. Oh, should I be expecting?
I
Apparently
love,
not.
I love when he gets kind of shook and he's like, she's like, are you staying the night? And he's like, 100% the first time. Next time he's like, 80%. Yeah, I'm gonna stay another day. And so as it goes through, he's 80%. I'm gonna stay another day. She is a peach, that one. And then at the end of the film, the last thing he says when they're walking out of the bed and breakfast, he goes, "We should move here," because he knows everybody. He he genuinely has these connections with people, 50 years worth of connecting to these people, where he's like, I want to live here. These are my people. This is where I want to live.
One thing that I kept thinking about, like through like basically like the whole back half of this movie, just this recurring thought of like, is it possible for Phil to live a healthy life after what he just experienced? Is there sanity left to be lived? He doesn't know how to live a day outside of this one, right? Say we 30, 50 years have passed by.
But also
how do you live another
fear.
day?
Constant fear this is going to happen again.
I was going to say February 2nd next year.
Constant fear.
What happens Groundhog Day next year? You don't think he's just like, oh boy, here we go again?
What kind of trauma does this do to a person?
Groundhog Day next year, I would literally think that every single day might be a loop again.
Can he meet another person and hold a conversation? I don't know. I want to explore this.
And again, that's what I'm saying. Where the movie,
Anthony, what do you think?
It's a comedy.
Can I tap out for a second? I just got to handle something.
So real.
Yes. Wait.
What are you saying, Jack?
I forget. What was I saying?
We're talking about the sanity the next day.
That's the one part where I'm like, it falls a little flat because this guy it's a comedy, but this guy just like relived this day for we're calling it 50 years, right?
That's painful.
And then he walked out happy at the end, and it's like it's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows for that guy.
It's not. No. But you know what is happily ever after, right? We have to hope, and that's us. We have to hope that he has learned the right lessons from this, that he's going to continue trying to find ways to make people happy. And we do know that he really, lived his life for the betterment of others come the end, and that he'll continue on with it. I'm more worried for him on like a trauma level, a social level, that like he'll be able to maintain a sense of reality past this point. But I understand the giddiness, right? I imagine the unfathomableness of moving on to the next day. There's the movie Palm Springs. Either you see that one?
I haven't seen Palm Springs yet. No, not yet. It's on my list of to watches.
Oh, I'm muted. What's Palm Springs?
Palm Springs. It is. I think it's available on Hulu.
I'm listening.
It's another.
I'm dark, but I'm listening.
Yeah, it's another. I'm gonna close the door in a moment. Dog barking, but it's. Do
we want to take a second for you to close the? Do you want to take a second to close the door since Jack's not there? Real quick.
Jack's also not here. Anthony's not here.
Well,
let's call it a 2-minute break, right?
I also have a dog right here.
Love doggos.
Who wants a walk, However,
I got you, babe.
there are no sidewalks.
I got you, babe.
Okay, so the checklist for Anthony is we got to splice the beginning segment if we can, and then we cut this segment right here with a little
Correct.
brief interlude. And we could get back to things now, and we could pick up with the question of what is
Palm Springs.
Palm Springs. Let me pull this up and then I'll continue so I could actually.
I got you, babe.
I got you, babe. I got you.
We're both off. So off timing wise.
It's perfect that way. Okay, so to wait for Jack to finish adjusting that. Oh, woo, yes. To the question of what is Palm Springs, what's the company behind that? That was the that's company. I mean studio.
That's Island. That's the Island Boys, right?
We know
Lonely Island, yeah.
Island. So
that's
yeah,
Andy Sandberg's production company.
Exactly. So it came out in 2020. I think it's considered a Hulu original, but it is another fantastic time loop movie. I'll get. Do you mind a minor spoiler for the sake of selling the movie?
No, I don't
it is a time loop movie in which more than one person could fall into the time loop. And that brings up many. You're good. Many different ways that this concept can be explored, but it is a very exciting time loop movie. And part of the reason I bring it up here, being that we were just talking about the reality that comes after this for Phil, is that movie does kind of explore the notion of like being in a loop for so long that you kind of forget what life was like before the loop, and that element really interests me here. And I wasn't thinking about Palm Springs while watching Groundhog Day, but maybe there's some residual sense in the back of my head that's like, yeah, I'm so curious about the psychology of what that could do to a person. But Palm Springs is definitely a very high recommend. That's another movie that's like a very good balance of the cool fantastical elements of the time loop, but also a very funny movie, and has a lot of fun exploring that world. And welcome back, Anthony.
Well, I will check it out then, Justin.
Please do.
Yeah, maybe we should do that.
Maybe.
Yeah,
next year for Groundhog Day.
We have to wait a long time. What? Yeah, we pushed back also Spider-Verse to next year so we just gotta keep Palm Springs also in mind. Yeah, but
Justin goes, oh yeah, that's my favorite movie. Let's do it next year.
Yeah, I'll stick by that.
I get it, to have it for when the new Spider-Verse film comes out.
No, it makes sense, but like this movie
Justin
tells me you can't take tomorrow for granted.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Justin will watch it before then, I assume.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
Justin's gonna watch Spider-Verse, like not for first time again next year.
You'd be surprised. I'll definitely be watching. Yeah, I do bring up clips every now and then, but like sometimes I just don't rewatch or re-listen to or whatever my favorite things, because I'm like, no. Gotta save that for big moment, put all my focus on. And I guess the same kind of goes for watching new things. Like it's that perfect moment effect that I know I need to really break out of the mentality of sometimes you could throw on something you've been looking forward to watching without it being like the perfect moment where you could give the fullest of a full attention and you have nothing else scheduled. Yeah, anyone else fall into that?
Very fair.
No. Oh, that's good. Anthony, Anthony, give final thoughts. Anthony, can you put a bow on this?
Put a button on it.
That's
this movie emphasizes, or enthusiasticizes, whatever the word is.
Yes.
I'm really tired. The beauty of romance, what it's like to go insanely mad, and you must love yourself and love others for love to find you.
You know what, guys, though? That means it's time to rate that movie! Yay.
How exciting.
Gang. Who wants to start?
Gang, gang. It's
Gang, gang,
Justin's
gang,
movie.
gang,
Justin
gang.
Stark.
Well, unfortunately, that
Justin,
means
notoriously known for very true and honest reviews and never joking whatsoever, memeing on it ever.
here's the thing. We can only go downhill from here anyway in terms of reviews, right? Because I adore this movie. So to balance out anything that is under a 10, I'll give it a 50 for the number of years that Phil perhaps lives.
That's
big
pretty
5-0.
funny. That's funny.
The big
That's
5-0.
funny. All right.
Appreciate
Classic.
that,
Anthony.
Justin. Appreciate that.
Anthony, what's your ranking? What do you rate this movie?
I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
Anthony,
I'll do it.
you're a sharp guy because it's a 7 out of 10 movie. That is how it is. It's an afternoon movie. Now there are some deeper concepts that we have delved into, but it is a 3.5-star movie. It's a 7.75 out of 100. We're certainly not in the 8s.
I was like, I gave it a 4 out of 10, 4 out of 5.
So we find ourselves in the 7s.
I think it's 4 out of 5. I think it's 4 out of 5, 8 out of 10 movie. I really do. I think it's a really solid film.
An 8?
Done really well.
Wow.
All right. I averaged it out, and it is in. I don't know if it's reflected on here, but an 18 out of 10 movie. Good job, everyone! Yay!
Yay!
That's like it's perfect. Grow up.
That's good stuff. That is good stuff.
It's a really, really good film.
No notes.
yeah.
It's awesome.
It's awesome.
What more
you're
can
right.
you
It's awesome.
want? Clean story. I feel like Anthony and I tend to have the most opposite metrics for a movie, and that always fascinates me. Because Anthony, if Anthony wasn't here, would I have ever even considered bringing up the notion of cinematography? Not a chance.
Well, that's the thing. How does it get to an 8 when you have to think about there's not really a score, They play the same
music in it.
They play the same Sonny and Cher song over and over
again.
So what about The Graduate, which plays the same 3 songs over and over and over again? I don't know. I think that's a dumb
that's only when
argument,
Phil wakes
to be
up.
honest.
What about the polka, the breaka, the how's that going? Whenever they're at the festival, that song plays over and over again too. But it's also
or the jazz. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Phil's piano performance brings the music up to an 11 anyway.
I guess that bumps the sound up a little bit to
also,
a 76.
Dude, yeah, listen. I get it. Am I ever going to base my experience and therefore score on a movie on the scoring? Only if the scoring is a bonus and the score goes up. Scoring being weak.
Yeah, but see, I don't know if it's weak. You just saying it plays the same couple songs. I don't know. I would tell you that the music is effective. Point blank. It's an effective. It's effective, and that's all a score needs to be. It can play the same song over and over and over again. I don't care as long as it's effective. That's what a score needs to do. It needs to not undercut film like Tron Legacy, and it needs to fit the moment.
Was that the conclusion we made with Tron Legacy? We talked about
that's Ares. Ares is the one that you're thinking about.
What's wrong with Legacy's music?
I think the music's great. I think that the music sometimes doesn't. I feel like it overshadows the film itself. But I've said this before. This is public knowledge. I said that during the Tron Ares.
As someone who doesn't really like Tron Legacy, I'm okay with that movie being
now this begs the question: was 9 Inch Nails snubbed an Oscar nom for score?
This is relevant conversation. Yeah,
I would say. Just going, this is relevant. Yeah, I'm off.
I think they could have got a nod.
It could have, but then what does it replace? I think that's the question.
Give me the list. I'll tell you right now what it could replace. Because
I'm trying to think.
I saw.
I only have the movie list up on here. That's the issue. Yeah, I only have the movies and not the by category.
I don't have
Sinners. Hamnet, I
not the
think, has a
stars.
score nod. No, score nod. Marty Supreme has a score. No, One Battle has a score nod. Frankenstein has a score nod.
Oh,
We can
It
kill
was
Frankenstein. I'm okay
definitely
with
better
that.
than Frankenstein.
Yeah. I'm trying
Because
to
Marty
look at.
Supreme actually, the score was good because they have.
No, Marty Supreme didn't get a score nod. Marty Supreme didn't get a score nod.
You're giving me false info.
Frankenstein,
Well, Frankenstein's
Hamnet,
got.
One
Frankenstein's got
Battle, Sinners,
Ares should have got score over Frankenstein.
and Begonia. Begonia was the fifth one.
Well, Begonia is fantastic. It's the best film of the year. I actually just got a sweater, triple XL. It's coming in the mail. I'll wear it when it comes.
I don't know. I think it's a good score year, to be honest with you. It's my opinion.
It was a
Good year for music.
I think it was a good year for movies. AMC tossed me $50, so I got a Begonia sweater. That was a fun.
Why did AMC toss you $50?
Because I saw like 3 Focus films, blah 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 blah. Doesn't matter. They just want me to spend money, so they sent me a $50 credit, and you had only so many things to pick from, and I picked a sweater that says Begonia.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gassed on it. Hopefully,
Hooray!
hopefully it comes soon.
Yo, sports fan makes it to a stream right as we're about to end.
Great, welcome.
Let's go. Hello.
What is he a sports fan of?
You need to join our Discord, Jack. You should be in our Discord server, which is for our Patreon members. And there are still free sign-up spots left. So join us. Jack's gonna join us, right? Jack's gonna join the Discord server.
Yeah, one of these days. I love you boys to pieces. I am going to sign off. Groundhog Day is fantastic. My dog needs to go out, and my wife needs to go to sleep. Love y'all.
With that, that is thank you so much for watching another episode of the Capcom podcast. I'm Cameron.
I'm Anthony. Justin's frozen.
Justin is frozen. Man, the first time I'm not frozen, and it's Justin. And that's been another episode. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great rest of your week. And talk to you next week. Bye!
Oh, Justin's still frozen.
I'm assuming